Hey, Len Erickson here, purveyor of light. We've got another good one today. Today I'm going to be talking about dodging and burning. As everybody knows, Photoshop has dodging and burning tools built right into Photoshop. And we can select the various dodge or burn and then actually go ahead and burn on the actual image itself. However, when we do this, okay, it is a destructive process, meaning there's no way to do 22 different steps and then not actually destroy the original image. So I never like to work destructively if I can avoid it, and I'm going to show you a technique today that's really easy to do, and it's non-destructive, which means it's easy to undo, easy to reconstruct, and it doesn't damage the original photo. So let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple layers to our document here by coming down, and I'm going to select New Layer. And so now I have two new layers and they're blank, and I'm going to go ahead and name the first one Dodge, and I'm going to rename the second one Burn. So I have separate layers, one for dodging and one for burning. Now I'm going to take each layer and I'm going to go up to Edit and Fill, and I'm going to fill them with 50% gray. Now if yours doesn't automatically come up with that, just pull down on the menu and select 50% gray from the menu. Go ahead and fill that, and then select the next layer on the dodge layer and do the same process. Edit, Fill, and then 50% gray. Okay, so now we have two layers that are exactly filled with 50% gray. So I want you to go ahead and select the burn layer, and you'll notice that we're blending right now with a normal blending mode. Okay, and that means display the layer as it is. What we're going to do today is we're going to actually use a layer blend mode called Overlay, and we're going to do that for the dodge as well. And then here we are. Miraculously, now we're able to see through two layers. You can see they're still visible, but we can see right through them to the background image. That's because of the overlay blend mode. Okay, the overlay blend mode works this way. If it sees 50% gray, it turns everything totally transparent. Okay, it'll only allow something lighter or darker to come and be shown through. Okay, so it's perfect for doing dodging and burning. Okay, and because we're going to be doing the dodging and burning on these separate layers, we're totally working in a non-destructive fashion. So let's go ahead and show you how easy it is. So let's start out with a little dodging here. So I select the dodge layer, and then I select the paintbrush, and I then make sure that my colors here on the left are black and white. Okay, I use white as the foreground color to dodge, and I'll use black to do the burn. Okay, so like we're going to start with some dodging. So I'm going to select white as my foreground color here, and then I'm going to come up to the top and I'm going to make sure that my opacity is very, 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 very subtle, and we're going to do it about 9–10%. Okay, because we don't want to be heavy-handed when we do dodge and burning, right? We want things to blend nice and easy. So let's go ahead and do that using white and my foreground color with an opacity of about 9%. I'm going to adjust my brush by hitting the left square bracket or the right square bracket key, and then I'm just going to come in, and where I see some light in areas, I'm going to just do some gentle strokes. Okay, and then I'm going to adjust my brush, and wherever I see a natural highlight, I'm going to accentuate that. Okay, here's a highlight over here on the top of the lip, little highlight here, little highlight through here. Okay, so then I'm going to come in and select the burn layer, and I'm going to switch my color to black now. And so now what I'm going to do is actually do the burning, which is follow the darkened areas. So I'm going to come in and darken these areas. Okay, and again, I'm not doing a complete retouch here like I would normally. I'm just showing you the actual technique on how to work this model in. Okay, all right, so now the one thing you do is you can change on each layer. Now you have the ability to do the opacity and drop the opacity of the layer that you've worked on. So if something is too strong or too weak, you can actually take the time to adjust it here. Okay, so I can come in and do some adjustments. Okay, you can notice right here, and I did this deliberately, by the way. Okay, because this is why we're showing you the non-destructive portion of this. Okay, so here you can look and say, oh wow, right on the chin I was too heavy-handed, and that was done deliberately to show you how easy it is to undo in this process. Okay, so just simply by doing a refilling of the layer, I can come in and refill the layer in gray, and I can go ahead and start my dodging again if I wish, or I could have just painted with gray in this as well. Okay, so it lets me work non-destructively. I don't have to worry about making mistakes. So it's very, very easy to work with. So again, using a nice brush, soft brush, I come in and hit the highlights, adjust my brush for the smaller areas, come in, hit the natural highlights, and there we are, natural highlight hit. And I can even do this on the hair where there's natural highlights. I can come in and do that. Again, the trick with this is to have a very low opacity flow and to make sure that you just do things in small incremental strokes. Okay, so there's our burn. Okay, I come into my dodge, and how do I dodge again? I can just switch my foreground color to black, and now I can burn on the next layer, and I can come in and do some burning to balance out the areas. And again, everything about dodging and burning may not be apparent when you're actually working on it, but you would be surprised. This is what makes a difference between your photo. So now I'm going to show you here. I'm going to come in, and again, I would do a lot more dodging and burning here, but just for demonstrations, I'm going to select these two layers, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in a group. And now I can show you the before and after, but just simply by turning off the group on and off. So to show you what kind of impact we made just from simple little changes, there's the before and there's the after. You can see that we have added so much more dimension to the picture, so much depth. We've enhanced features of the face. Okay, so it's a real easy, and plus the bonus is you're doing this in a non-destructive fashion. So they're each, the burn is on one layer, the dodge is on the other, and it's totally non-destructive. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and if you do, be sure and hit the subscribe button so you can get notified each and every week when we do release a new video. And until next week, this is Len Erickson. You guys take care.